So I do want to talk about a couple things. Well, three things, but mainly two main important things in the gaming news. And the number one, well, this happened a few days ago, and it was mentioned. The FTC may block the Activision Microsoft deal. And I said this before that, monopolies, I think, shouldn't exist in our country. Like, we should not have monopolies because that's unfair competition, and we should have fair competition. You know what I mean? Because that way we can get the best out of whoever wants to, compete. If you have a monopoly, you kind of are not allowing that to happen. So I know the FTC is going to review and investigate the deal. So they're going to step in and see like, okay, I mean, honestly, to me, I think it is unfair. But they're going to see, because I'm sure there's more to it. They're going to probably go in there and just see what their plans are with acquiring this company, this game studio, right? Activision/Blizzard. I think it's unfair, but I guess that's going to be for the FTC to decide. My opinion, yeah, because big tech makes a lot of money in America, right? They make a ton of money. Even though like Sony is tech, but they also make movies. They also, they make other things, other electronics, but Microsoft is like the big dog when it comes to tech. And the thing is that they have enough money to buy a gaming studio for little under $7 billion. And I don't think no other company has that amount of money to make a purchase like that. So if they are able to do that, that's gonna make them even way more wealthier, number one, but it'll make harder for other competitors such as Sony to compete. They can't compete against that. I mean, they can't barely compete against now, right? Because they bought Bungie for like 3.9, I think it was 3.9 billion. Like, that's a big difference right there. And even though Bungie is a good studio, Activision Blizzard is like enormous. That's why it's so much. And if Microsoft does that and they just, it'll mess up the competition because they'll be able to put more games out in a short amount of time, good quality games. And like with their Game Pass, it's, they're just gonna just dominate the gaming world. And it's really gonna put Sony in a bad position, to compete. So I can understand why the FTC should step in. All right. The next thing I got to talk about is they finally announced about GTA6 being released, or not being released, I'm sorry, being in development since 2020. Finally, we get the news. So it's been a couple years already. I'm suspecting maybe sometime probably right before this generation is going to end. And of course, GTA 6 spanned across 3 generations. That's a long time for one game. I think that should be in the Guinness World Book of Records, right? For being the longest game to be played over 3 generations. GTA 5 is going to be released for the PS5 and the Xbox Series X and S. And it will take advantage of their new tech as far as the controller for the PS5, the DualSense, SSD, fast load times, the 120 frames per second, stuff like that, right? So that's good news for Grand Theft Auto fans. I don't play Grand Theft Auto, but that Grand Theft Auto, whether you play it or not, that's a big deal in the gaming world because GTA 5 is like the only game that has expanded across 3 generations. And they're still going. And still a lot of people still play it. So it's like that's a story on its own. But yeah, and also, it's good news about GTA 6 knowing that's in development because now they're working toward the next title, which has been a long time coming. And if you haven't known, today is the day Dying Light 2 is being released. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, I bought it and I'm going to play it as soon as I'm done making this video. Dying Light is probably one of my favorite zombie games of all time. Like seriously, like it might even put past Resident Evil. That's probably them two are probably, you know, at the top. I'm not sure because Resident Evil's been around for a long time, and I have great memories of Resident Evil, you know, from the very first one that was on PlayStation. But Dying Light really showed me a new way of how a zombie game should work. And I enjoyed the first one, and I'm looking forward to playing the second one. And when I'm done with it, I'm definitely going to get my thoughts and do a small review. All right. That's about it for today, for this video. And I'll probably make another one tomorrow. Talk about whatever's going on in the gaming world. There's a lot of great news, and I will keep you guys up to date with it. All right. Thank you for watching. And if you enjoyed the video, smash that like button. If you haven't already, consider subscribing to my channel. Hit that notification bell. That way you get notified every time I upload another video or when I go live. Appreciate the time, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.